And she was terrified to go outside, lest someone make good on their threats. She stopped writing. So she's a journalist, she makes money and a living from writing. She shut down all of her online accounts, which I have to say is a tough thing to do when you're a journalist, because those are the outlets that let you reach audiences. And she pretty much went undercover. As she said to me, she felt like there were thousands and thousands of eyes on her naked body, even though she knew intellectually, right, it wasn't her mouth, it wasn't her breasts, but she experienced it like it was. And she was terrified and couldn't continue her work. It took about 6 months for her to kind of come out from at least even physically to walk outside. So, no, this isn't unusual. So, a recent study, so September 2019, Deep Trace Labs issued a study that found that 96% of all videos that are designated as deep fakes are deep fake sex videos. And 99% of them are of women, their faces being inserted into porn without their consent. And so the kinds of harms that Rana Ayub experienced, the 15,000 deepfake sex videos that now appear online, on 8 of 10 of the most predominant porn sites, and on 4 sites devoted to deepfake sex videos, are going to have the same kind of impact and risk the same kind of cyber mob that Miss Ayub faced. So it's going to have an impact on women, and we have seen disproportionately, right? So now, it's of course not just women and individuals who are going to face this kind of abuse. We've seen deepfakes used to coerce money from CEOs, so faking a video saying, oh, you have to send money to this account. And people have been tricked into and deceived into sending money. We also might see a kind of a distrust that's generated, right? Imagine the night before an election, a deep fake showing one of the major party candidates gravely sick, right? If timed just right, it might tip the election. And the same is true for a deep fake that's released the night before an IPO, right? Imagine a deep fake showing the CEO saying something outrageous, offensive, you name it, right? Fill in the blank. It could tank the IPO, right? So the impacts are not just on individuals and groups, but society at large and democracy. And it's tough, you might say, all right, there's a lot of fakery, there's a lot of fake news, what is different? But what's interesting and what's something, not only do we have to worry that we're gonna believe the fakery, but that we're gonna start disbelieving the truth. We've seen politicians say of real evidence of their wrongdoing, that's not me, that's just fake news, right? President Trump said a year after the Access Hollywood came out, that tape where he apologized for it, he said, oh, that wasn't my voice, that wasn't me. And at the Holt interview, he subsequently said, I didn't admit that I fired Comey because of Russia. So they said, what do we do? Right? So I'm a lawyer, a law professor, and civil rights advocate. And there is some potential for law, right? Right now, law is not up to the task. We don't have laws that comprehensively address digital forgeries. And so my colleague, Dr. Marianne Franks, and I, she's the president of the Cyber Civil Rights Initiative, and I'm her vice president. We've been working with folks on Capitol Hill, both in the House and Senate side, to devise a federal criminal law that would address harmful digital impersonations. We don't have a comprehensive solution also outside the United States, and so in some respects we have to sort of work together on that question. Now, of course, we are also busy talking about platforms, right? And in the United States, we have an immunity from liability for online service providers, and that should change. But in the meanwhile, online service providers like Twitter should, and Twitter just did, ban deepfakes that are harmful. Now, it's going to be expensive, because how do you tell the difference between a video that's satire and parody, right, and a harmful impersonation that's defamatory? So you got to hire content moderators, and it's expensive. but it is worth the trouble because we've seen great destruction while also important uses that we want to preserve. And in many respects, a lot of this problem is at our doorstep, right? We click, we like, we share, and we don't even think about it. And so some of this, of course, has to be that we tell ourselves, each and every one of us, that we gotta think before we share online content, right? I don't want us to think that we're in a post-truth environment, we can't believe anything. Let's resist that, right? But we've gotta at least think carefully before we amplify fakery and spread destruction. So in the meanwhile, as we sort of think about legal solutions that have to do with education, there's going to be a lot of destruction to go around, right? Rana Ayub is still struggling with the fallout of her experience. And there's no doubt that all of those individuals that appear in deepfake sex videos, their sexual identity has been hijacked and it's been stolen and exploited. So this is something we gotta wrestle with and face now. So thank you so much for having me.